going on, everyone? Lolit here. Today, we got the Chase Sapphire Reserve. We got everything you got to know from A to Z, all the way from your annual fee and sign-up bonus, all the way to the temporary credit and benefits that are in play at this time. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about stocks, credit, and personal finance in general. And if you're already aware about the CSR, feel free to navigate with the timestamps below. We go over the Chase retention call that I had, which is essentially me understanding with my annual fee coming up, whether or not there's a retention offer on my account, and if there was, what were the next steps, and how you can benefit from that too. Check out the description below for 2, 3, or even 4 free stocks from Webull, but with that, we'll get straight into it. Starting off with the sign-up bonus, you got 50,000 Ultimate Reward Points for $4,000 of minimum spend. Those 50,000 Ultimate Reward Points can be worth in cash back 1 cent per point, which means 50,000 points is 50,000 pennies, aka $500 equivalent redemption value in cash back. On the other hand, if you use Chase's 1.5 times redemption feature for all travel, basically your 50k points would be not just $500 cash value, but be able to afford you $750 worth of travel that's booked specifically through the Chase portal. On a similar note, those 50,000 points can also be transferred to airlines where you can get outsized value. And so just getting 2 cents per point, which is kind of a general metric, those same 50,000 points can be worth $1,000 in worth of travel, depending on how you redeem them, with which airline or hotel, etc. It's a great sign-up bonus, and that type of minimum spend of $4,000 is not really typical with no annual fee cards, which in turn comes to our annual fee, with the Chase Sapphire Reserve's annual fee being $550. The annual fee is $550, but you have some credits to offset this cost. You have $300 conventionally named as the travel credit, but with everything going on in 2020 and the Rona, etc., what we actually have is the same travel credit, but not boxed in to use for specifically, primarily only travel. You actually have the capability to be using it at gas as well as grocery stores. This change in how the travel credit could be redeemed changed in June of 2020 and will last like this until June 30th, 2021. Coming to the points earnings on this card, you have 3x in terms of travel as well as dining for every dollar spent. And in terms of dining, it's not limited to just sitting in restaurants, but as well as takeout, in addition to Uber Eats and food delivery services overall. You also have 3x as a temporary benefit specifically up till April 30th, 2021 to have up till $1,000 of spend per month in grocery spend to get 3x points as well. All other purchases, you get one-time points per dollar spent. As a travel card, as expected, there's no foreign transaction fees with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And in addition, there's some partner benefits, and I'll share this up on screen now. Primarily, you have Lyft, Peloton, and DoorDash. And with Lyft, you're getting 10x points on all Lyft rides until March 2022, aka a 7 times points in addition to the 3 times you already get with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So it's not 10 times 3 to 13, but rather 10 total per dollar spent on Lyft rides. Further, you have complimentary Lyft membership. You receive up to 15% off every car ride, plus some other benefits, and they're here on screen. Moving on to Peloton, you get up to $120 back on an eligible Peloton digital or all access membership through 12/31/2021. I don't have a Peloton, but just putting it out here that if you do, this is probably a great benefit that one could take advantage of. Finally, you have DoorDash. You have a DoorDash subscription, get unlimited deliveries with a $0 delivery fee and reduced service fees on orders over $12 for a minimum of 1 year on qualifying food purchases with Dash Pass. And just a heads up, got activated by December 31st, 2021. Finally, regarding DoorDash, you have some statement credits. It says earn up to $120 in statement credits on purchases through December 31st, 2021. And they released this actually earlier in the year. And how it worked was we had $60 until the end of this year in 2020, and then $60 starting in that first half of 2021. Feel free to pause as needed. I'll be putting up the travel and purchase coverage here on screen at this time. Debriefing, we got $550 in terms of our annual fee and $300 in terms of credits. Now, that's effectively saying we have to pay out of pocket $250, assuming that that $300 credit is actually flexible and usable by pretty much anyone that's willing to use it, and there's value in terms of a full $300 given to that credit. And just kind of given everything that's going on, instead of just dining and travel for that 3x, you also have gas as well as grocery, depending on time frames with these temporary benefits and otherwise. And so for the sake of example, we'll say that the effective annual fee is $250. Doing the math, for me, Chase points are worth at an average of 2 cents per point. That's the minimum redemption I aim for. And so doing 25,000 divided by 2 cents per point is basically saying that that 3x I'm getting in terms of points for every dollar spent, I get 3 times points, but when I redeem, I'm getting really 6% cash back effectively when I'm actually making that purchase. And so doing the math of $250 divided by 6% in terms of my return, we get $12,500 per year spent to break even on the $250 effective annual fee. Doing that math, it's roughly a little more than $1,000 a month in that specific category of travel as well as dining. And so for me, just at a base minimum, not even putting any more value on the credits such as your Peloton, DoorDash, Lyft, etc., especially with this Rona time, overall, I think mathematically, for me at least, it definitely is a keeper. Now, that being said, with all this news about the retention offer and the retention offer calls going around, I thought might as well call Chase to see what the story was. So coming to the retention offer, I wanted to give some background information on myself and my relationship with Chase, as well as the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which kind of went into what happened with the actual call and the retention offer I got as well. I got the Chase Sapphire Reserve in the beginning of 2017 when it was still at that 100K offer. And my first Chase card was the Chase Freedom, and I got it in the year 2013. And my first Chase kind of relationship was me having a checking account with them back in the day in 2012. The reason I share this information is because situations and scenarios differ, and they also play a part in terms of getting a retention offer in general. For example, if I've had the card, let's say for 1 year, but in the same 1 year, and it was my first card with Chase, just an example, I would probably get no retention offer is what the general person may think. But if that same person is spending $500,000 on the card, it is probably more than beneficial for Chase to keep them not only in the short term, but the long term as well. In my situation, I haven't been spending a lot on the CSR, especially with everything going on and travel being limited. So in terms of spend on the bonus category specifically, it hasn't been happening as much as normal. With that, I was thinking there's no way I'm going to get a retention offer or anything close, but I was like, all right, let's give him a call. And so this is what happened. So I called him up, and this is not verbatim, but this is basically the summary, and I'll keep it succinct and as valuable as can be. So I called up Chase, and on my first Chase rep, I didn't call more than one time this time. So I called the first time and I said, hey, how's it going? They were like, hey, how's it going? And so basically the reason I was calling today was, hey, I want to see if there's any retention offers on my account regarding my Chase Sapphire Reserve. So they obviously replied with the usual, oh, sorry to hear that. Okay, let me, walk through certain items that I need to and kind of ask a couple questions. These questions are usually there to kind of make you stay as a customer and kind of highlight the benefits of the card and hopefully change your decision accordingly. So the couple points they mentioned was, hey sir, are you familiar with the credit being more flexible, aka the same $300 travel credit, but where it could be used on gas as well as groceries instead of just limited to just travel. And I said, hey, I'm totally aware of it. It's a great benefit. It's a great card. Just wanted to ask if there was anything on the account. And they said, oh, sir, there's something known as the pay yourself back feature, which is essentially saying that you can use your points at a 1.5 cents redemption towards some of your previous transactions. And I said, that's great, but, not getting to use my priority pass and items like this are other angles that I'm more concerned about going into 2021 and depending on when travel would resume. And so there were these 2 points from Chase, aka the travel credit being more flexible, as well as the pay yourself back feature being extended and basically giving value to the card instead of canceling that, hey, these are some great benefits, and so the annual fee shouldn't be the whole issue. Fast forward, I was like, hey, are there any retention offers on my account? That's what I want to know. And what she said was, oh, sir, given your relationship since 2017 with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and otherwise, there actually is a $250 retention offer credit that can be applied to you in the next 1 to 2 billing cycles on your account. Would you like to take this offer? This is the same offer we've been hearing online from Waller's Wallet and other folks reporting about this retention credit for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So I went ahead, I said, yes, let's do that. And so effectively from $550 and a $300 credit, which I already value 1-to-1, given how flexible it is, basically that effective fee of $250 is now basically waived per se for this upcoming year through this retention call. So one more data point saying, hey, it's working. And I didn't spend a lot on the card this year specifically, just as a heads up, but I do have a relationship with them, so maybe that definitely did help. With that, we usually end with a beatbox outro, so thank you so much for coming to the end. Like, share, subscribe, you know how it is. With that, we'll see you soon enough.